I'm currently traveling the entire west coast of Australia on a 4,000 kilometer road trip from Albany in the very south all the way up to Broome in the very north of Western Australia. After a few rather rush days in Denham, Coral Bay and Exmouth, I'm now making my way into Karijini National Park, which was to become one of my biggest highlights on this trip with its incredible gorges and breathtaking mountains.
Look at that! That's insane!
So better stick with me and find out why Karijini National Park is an absolute must when you're traveling through Western Australia.
Next morning on the way to Karijini National Park, or probably we are in Karijini already, I'm not sure. It's just a seemingly endless drive. We've been driving for 5 hours-ish. Yesterday got to some campground late night. Still a good amount of driving until we get to the first place that's actually like kind of something to see in Karijini. But the drive is awesome. Karijini is really, or if that is already the national park, whatever, this area is really nice to actually drive through. And we found something really cool here on the way. That is a fridge. Somebody decided to trash this fridge here, of all places, and then people seem to put stuff down as a, what is that, a tribute or something like that. And there's two bottles of Cruiser Original Blueberry Vodka. They were just laying here, a couple of stones. Should we place something here too? Do we have something that we can just that we can spare?
We can place something here, but what I find quite funny is
there is
the footprints that you can see on the side here.
Yeah,
They're cows.
it's cows.
The cows are coming to drink the vodka.
Yeah, and there's a apple juice in there too. It says August 2024. It's still good to drink. Anyways, that is little fun thing on the side. Let's get back into the car and then all the way to Tom Price to stock up on fuel and groceries, and then off to the first gorge. Alright, we finally made it to the first spot we're going to do today, and now we are going to go to the Hancock Gorge. So there's a whole bunch of gorges here. It's not a long way, but apparently Hancock Gorge is the most adventurous, and you can apparently swim in it as well.
The way down into Hancock Gorge was great. It was adventurous, had lots of climbing bits and it offered stunning scenery. But we didn't expect anything else really. Since it's not too long, I reckon anyone decently fit can still do it easily as well.
Alright, we made it to the first part. There's quite deep water in there, and usually you're supposed to not climb along the wall, but because I have so much really expensive, not waterproof camera gear in my back, I just had to climb along the wall. There might be something around that corner that we will check out. It's so adventurous, it's kind of really cool. What? A fun part? Okay. Oh Jesus, yeah. That's going to be interesting then.
The last bit got even more exciting, as we had to dodge the water by climbing the last 50 or so meters in a split between the gorge walls.
So we made it to Kermit's pool. This is where they do all the cool shots of people being in that pool. On the photos usually it looks much bluer and greener, but nice place. Came all the way from there, and there's a couple of people coming over now, I guess. Leon doing his thing, going to that viewpoint over there.
I finally got the drone up, and oh my god, what a stunning scenery. While Monkey Maya and Exmouth are probably more well-known tourist highlights, the gorges and mountains of Karijini were my highlight of all the spots between Perth and Broome.
That was Hancock Gorge. That was actually super nice. So now I think we're just trying to figure out where we stay tonight, and then straight off to Mount Bruce-ish and do the sunrise or sunset hike. I'm looking forward to this one. Met a really nice park ranger who said they don't really promote sunset hikes on Mount Bruce, but she was like, if you want to do it, get some head torches and kind of be careful, and then you can do it. And actually gave us a really good, I think, like kind of close to the mountain-ish place to sleep, like a little tip. So one more thing we're gonna do before heading over to Mount Bruce is there's a lookout point which I saw when I got the drone up. It looked quite nice, and it's only 600 meters to get to the lookout, so I'm gonna do that quickly and then head over to Mount Bruce. So cool. It's also the play of colors. It's all that green and the red, and they're just like matching. That is so nice. Jesus, that is cool.
The lookout was another stunner, and we shouldn't even be done with this day yet.
Alright, next one and last one for today is Mount Bruce sunset walk. So we're doing the reverse order to what usually people do, is walk up in the dark and then have the sunrise. But still, it's going to be great, I'm pretty sure about that, because that mountain is kind of isolated from the others, so you have a good view on the mountain range over here. And then once the sun sets over there somewhere, this is going to be really good views. It's 11 kilometers. Well, yeah. We'll be up by 5. Have a good hour and a half to just take in the setting sun and then all the colors that will hopefully develop from that. And then we go back down with our head torches and then get right to the free camp to get some dinner in. And yeah, probably be really happy about this day.
Mount Bruce walk starts off pretty easy with a constant slight incline, and you're able to enjoy some great views even without doing the more taxing bits closer to the summit.
First leg done. Still need to get up there, but we got a little bit done, and we have about 45 minutes ish to get the rest done before the sun sets. So let's get cracking. Alright, now comes the fun part. We've done a fair bit, but this is the part that's going to be most exhausting and also the most dangerous to get down in the dark. Okay, this is becoming a race against the clock now. We were probably a bit optimistic when we thought about when to leave, and it's definitely the steepest bit now. A bit of climbing here, and you don't want to fall because this is where you'd fall down on. So don't want to do that. It's a bit annoying. The camera's strapped up, and that's a bit messed up because it really hurts my rib. But whatever. Almost there. Woo. We need to get the drone up as early as possible. Otherwise, we're gonna miss. Wait for it. All of this beauty.
There couldn't have been a better ending to this day than taking in the sunset in all its glory with a tremendously good view on the Karijini mountain range.
I have a confession to make. We're not gonna make it all the way up Mount Bruce because sun's already down and there's kind of no point to go up there if we can't see anything. So we decided on probably just staying here, maybe take a sneak peek of that little hill to see what the view on the other side is. But yeah, we had quite an amazing sunset, didn't we? I mean, it's not fully done, but sun itself is kind of gone.
After a relaxed walk down, we set up camp at a nearby free campsite to be able to tackle the entirety of Mount Bruce the following morning.
So it is another morning. It's about 20 past 5. And we're doing the same hike that we did yesterday again, but this time the full one, to see the sunrise. But we're quite fast. We're actually almost too fast. We're going to be at the top probably in the dark for a bit. We're at the very location we stopped yesterday. It's really windy, so I don't know if the camera picks it up. It's an interesting experience. It's hiking in the dark with only the head torch, the light of your head torch. It's a really cool thing to do. However, it's a bit tricky because you just have to watch out for a few more bits, especially the climbing bit down there. That was a tough one. But no, I think we do a little break, right? Because we have enough time with the buffer. What do you reckon?
Yeah, take 2 minutes.
Yeah, like 2 minutes of just like breathing and then we keep on going to finally reach the top of Mount Bruce after we couldn't do it yesterday. Made it, and that red line over there, that is a first sneak peek into the reward that we're going to be having in just a couple of minutes when the sun rises.
While I hadn't been much of a hiker for most of my life, I became absolutely addicted to sunrises on mountain summits by now. The feeling of starting the day off with something as beautiful and peaceful as this is hard to even describe. And with a few freshly made pancakes and a coffee at the top, my day was made before it even started. However, since we were facing a long drive that day, we had no time to lose and went down the way we came, taking in all the incredible views that we didn't see on our way up.
Very good hike. Very, very pleased that we actually decided to wake up early and do this. There's also one more story that I wanted to tell so desperately, but almost forgot to tell it. So yesterday at that campground, we met this kind of travel group, and they were all sitting around a bonfire, so you couldn't really see their faces. Introduced ourselves, joined them, and then we had this whole talk about like, where are you from, blah blah blah. And then I told the story about how I'm only here for 4 weeks now in Australia. And then one of the guys, and I didn't really see his face before, he was like, I feel like I know you. And I was like, I don't think so. And he said like, no, but like last year I met this guy in Australia, and he was also called Tom, and he was 30 years old, and he looked like you. And I was like, yeah, that can't be, because I'm only here for a couple of weeks now. And turns out I was in Australia about a year ago on my last trip back from New Zealand. I stayed in Sydney. Literally, that guy was in my hostel. So literally, what are the chances that on some random campground here in Western Australia, I meet a guy that I actually met last year in Sydney in a hostel, like talk to him and all these things. And yeah, that was just such a coincidence, such a fun story.
Leaving Mount Bruce, we headed to Hammersley Gorge. However, once we got there, we realized we took so long that we left without taking a dip in the beautiful water, as we were facing a very long drive out of Karijini, and then further on passing Port Hedland all the way up to the final destination, Broome.
I have finally made it to Broome, and I actually stayed in Broome for about 2 days. I parted ways with Leon because he's doing different things now, and I'm starting a new job about 1 month earlier than I was supposed to, which is cool, but also cut the whole road trip kind of thing to Broome very short. I was supposed to have about 21 days, and in the end it was only about 11 days that I took from Perth up to Broome, because I really had to rush at some point. And down that road, there is where my new workplace is. Let's go down there and start a new chapter, so see you in another video, I guess. Got it all on camera.